guys, welcome back to Amanda's Alternatives. Today we're going to be making chicken caprese. Anyways, it's happening and we're making it. Okay, so I just want to show you guys the ingredients that we will be using. We have our cherry tomatoes. You want to make sure you have about maybe 1.5 cups or 2 cups. It's really up to you on how much you want to use. I didn't exactly measure these. And we have our garlic. Some recipes say use 2 to 3 cloves, but you measure that with your heart. Same with the basil. I have about 6 or 7 leaves here. We got our Parmesan cheese, boneless, skinless chicken breasts. We have here for the seasoning, we're going to use the Italiano seasoning. I love using this for most of my recipes. Extra virgin olive oil and pepper. We cannot forget the most important, wine. This is what we'll be using. Chardonnay, but you can use any kind of white wine as you please. With our cherry tomatoes, you can cut them in half, you can cut them in quarters, you can even leave them whole if you like. So let's start with seasoning the chicken. You can season them with salt and pepper and just stick to the basics, or you can use the Italiano seasoning. I don't exactly measure out my seasonings, so all I could say is just sprinkle it on. You just sprinkle it on there, some pepper. We're now going to saute the chicken on medium to high heat. You want to get your oil ready in your pan. Just a couple tablespoons of olive oil should do. Add your chicken. You can see how they slightly brown, and that is perfect. We do not want to burn it. Now that they are in their separate plate, we want to put that aside. We're going to prepare our garlic now because we are going to saute it in the same pan where we sauteed the chicken. You can mince your garlic or you can chop it up. So we add in the garlic. And now we add our wine. You may use about 1/4 cup. However, I do not use a measuring cup and I just pour. You just want to saute it in the wine and allow it to reduce. Don't forget to pour yourself a glass. So you want to reduce your heat just enough so that it's not splashing. It's almost time to add our basil. We're just going to saute the tomatoes, the basil, and the garlic just until they start to break down. It'll probably take about 2 to 3 minutes. You'll notice as the tomatoes are getting softer, they are starting to shrivel up a bit, and that is good. So once everything is all sauteed and your tomatoes have shriveled up and have reduced in size, we're going to remove it from the heat and allow that to cool down for at least a minute or 2. So let's talk about the different ways that we can make this recipe. You can cook your chicken through on the stove top, and then once you are done sauteing this mix, you can add your chicken back to the mix, pour some mozzarella on top, and then just allow that to cook for another 2 to 3 minutes just until your mozzarella melts. Another way that you can make it is the way that I'm going to be making it, and that is in the oven. And the reason being is that it allows it some time to actually cook. All the flavors and juices will just cook into each other. So now what I'm going to do is while this is cooling down a little bit, I'm actually going to set my oven to 350 and I'm going to get my baking dish ready so that way I can put my chicken in the baking dish and then add this sauteed mixture and I'm going to allow that to finish off cooking. Once the chicken has cooked, I'm going to take my chicken back out and I'm going to put mozzarella on and then I'm going to put it back into the oven until the mozzarella melts down. I'm going to set mine to 350. Because I'm not in a rush. You may even set the stove to 375 if you like. And that just allows the chicken to cook in a shorter amount of time. This is what I do when I'm cooking chicken in the oven. I like to line my baking dish with parchment paper. It kind of helps with reducing a mess. Place the chicken in the baking dish like so. Add in your mixture. Okay, so once you got everything in your baking dish, we're going to put a lid on it. I have my stove ready for 350 and I'm going to put it in for about 45 minutes to an hour, checking up on it frequently to make sure that the chicken is cooked through. Depending on the stove that you have and the baking dish that you are using, the time may vary. Is it Caprese? Caprese? Caprese.